Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and today's video I'm going to be talking about, am I wasting my time? So one of the things that I often get questions about is whether or not somebody is wasting their time when they're dating somebody. They try and get me to assess the situation. I look at a lot of the different factors and help them determine whether or not the person that they're dating will be a good long-term option or if they should just move on. So I got an email here from Allison, and I'm going to read it to you guys, and I'm going to go over some of my thoughts about this one. So let me take a look at this situation, and then I'm going to assess whether she could keep him or dump him, because she wants to know. Her email says, "Hi Craig, so I came across your channel because I'm confused about my current relationship. I am a 28-year-old woman with a 4-year-old daughter. Her father is not really involved in my daughter's life. My current boyfriend and I have been dating for a little over a year. We dated for about 4 months and he disappeared out of my life. He just stopped calling or texting me. Then he came back about 5 months later and wanted to work things out. He told me he was really sorry. Yeah, he was so sorry that he just completely vanished from your life. That he needed to get things figured out. He told me how he had a drug problem. She said, I had no idea he was doing drugs, and that it got really bad. I really cared about him, so I gave it another shot." Alright, so I'm already seeing major red flags with this situation. The guy's addicted to drugs, and he disappeared from her life completely after dating for 4 months. So forget about the drugs for a minute. Let's just put that aside for a minute, and let's look at his behavior. He still vanished from your life completely. He ghosted you, didn't call you, didn't text you. That shows how much he really cares about you. And that shows how he treats people that he's supposedly in a relationship with. So, the thing you need to ask yourself is, he's done it before, what makes you think he's not going to do it again? He's going to. Next time, you might have kids with this guy. What if this is 5-10 years later, now you've got 3 kids with him, and he's back on drugs? Because I've seen this happen to a friend of mine. Obviously, there's no guarantees in life either way, but he's still doing drugs. So, he's obviously not really serious about giving them up. And let me see. Oh, you know, the thing that it also tells me is that something's going on with you. Obviously, you have been hurt in a very similar situation before. That would be my guess. I think you've probably got some abandonment issues going on from your past, your childhood. So you're attracted to this situation because you're trying to repair the early childhood wounds, right? See, that's a huge part of unconscious attraction, is that we are unconsciously drawn to people that will hurt us in the same way that our caregivers did. Right? Now, you said you had no idea he had a drug problem, but I think you did. I think my guess would be that one of your parents had a drug problem, and so that's why you're unconsciously drawn to this guy from the get-go. And he was probably doing very similar behaviors to whichever caregiver you had that had the drug problem did, and so they were acting similar. The other thing is that when he left you and he just ghosted you and vanished on you, that's traumatic. Even, 4 months, that's still traumatic. So my guess is that because he traumatized you, it had an impact on you. And unless you really worked on this and really talked about it, and talked about it some more, you're still giving him another chance because you're unconsciously trying to figure out what happened the first time around. See, that's what happens with us when we're traumatized, is that we will unconsciously relive and cause those same types of relationships to happen over and over again in an effort to figure it out. It's like you're trying to reenact a play, and instead of different people coming in and out of your life, you force the new people in and out of your life to act like the same character. Does that make sense? I know it could be a little confusing, but it's like when you're traumatized and you don't talk about things, you want to make the people that come into your life, you want to make them fit into that mold of a character that has hurt you before. So if character X traumatized you, right, and they're gone from your life, when a new person comes into your life, you still want them to be character X because you're still trying to figure that out. So my guess is because you didn't deal with it enough the first time with probably one of your caregivers, that's why you're drawn to this guy, because it's like the same trauma all over again. So let me go on with the email a little bit. By the way, these are the kinds of things that I pick up on because I've been a therapist since 2002. I can look at small little things like this and pick up these unconscious, hidden desires, things that are going on within us. So that's one of the benefits that you get with when you learn my stuff and you work with me, and especially when you get my help individually, because I can really look at these little details, and I do. Let me get back to this email though. She said, my daughter is visiting her grandparents out of state for the summer, so he is now staying with me because he got into a big fight with his roommate. Oh man. This just keeps getting better, doesn't it? He gets into a big fight with his roommate. Now, who knows what really happened with that situation? I'm sure whatever story he tells you will be probably very different from what actually happened. She says, he's still using drugs, but I love him. I feel like God put me in his life to help him. Oh, Allison. Allison, girl. Wow. No. Alright. Okay. So, here's the thing, Allison. You have this belief in your mind that God put him in your life for you to help him. So until we deal with this belief that you have, you're going to continue to allow any and all of his terrible behavior, because you're just going to keep justifying it by saying, well, God put him in my life, so I have to help him. And he cheats. Yeah, but God put him in my life and he's struggling, so I have to help him. Listen, Allison, I know that you believe God wants you to help fix this guy, okay? But let me be very clear about something. You can only do that as a friend. You cannot do it in a romantic relationship at all. First of all, you can't fix somebody. He has to want help. And he doesn't because he's still currently using drugs. So, he's always going to put his addiction first until he really, really deals with that. And that's not going to be easy. He's got to really deal with that. Oh, the addiction is always going to come first. You're going to come way beyond that. And it's just going to lead you getting hurt over and over and over again. So, you can be a supportive friend and, be there for him. I'm not telling him not to be there for him and try and be there for him as a friend. But he's going to be completely useless to you and being in a relationship with anybody when he's actively using drugs like he is, This isn't a recreational thing where he's using them every once in a while. He's got a serious problem, and he's not dealing with it. He's not going to have the tools, the desire, the ability, or the emotional health required to maintain a relationship. He just isn't. He's not going to be able to do that till he deals with his drug problem. Now, I don't believe God put this man in your life to be your romantic partner at all. I just don't think that's how God works. He puts healthy adults who are ready to love you and be emotionally available to you in your life to be a romantic partner. You know, you need somebody that's going to support you and love you and be there for you and guide you and be curious about you, have empathy for you, support for you, all those great things that come with a relationship. And someone that's in this situation, they just can't. He needs help, and he's got to help himself. So Allison asks, should I try to make it work with him? I really care about him. What would you do? Okay, so first and foremost, you need to put your daughter first. You have a little girl, and you're putting her at risk by being in a relationship with a drug addict, because his behavior could be dangerous and unpredictable. Now, you're also putting yourself at risk, because emotionally you're going to get hurt by this guy sooner than later, right? Because he's still doing drugs. And it sounds like something heavy. I don't think this guy's just smoking weed with his buddies once in a while. I think maybe he's doing meth or something like that. So, the other thing that you need to consider is that you could be putting your health at risk. If this guy is doing something where he's sharing needles, or maybe he's sexually acting out with other people, you just don't know, because people can be really unpredictable when they're doing stuff like that and they're into that lifestyle. You could get HIV, herpes, HPV, hepatitis. I mean, there's no cure for any of those, right? And there's no telling what he's going to do when he's high. So the thing is that you're a big girl, you're an adult, and I don't want to tell anybody how to live their life. But you asked me, what would I do? In this case, this one is a no-brainer. You gotta dump him, okay? God does not want you to have this man as your romantic partner. You can be his friend. You can help get him support. You can be there for him. You can help get him into therapy and do all those things, but do not put your life on hold for this man. He might be dealing with this for another 5, 10, 20 years. You just don't know. Until he is really committed to getting the help that he needs, the addiction is always going to come first, not you. So, if you like what I shared with you guys today, make sure you put a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I put videos up 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. If you want to get my help personally, you can go to my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. But I am all done with this video. I am Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.